Hi, I'm Greg Madden. Welcome to Wellness RX TV. Today we begin a new feature. It's called Faces of Wellness, and our story is Anne Warncke's healing journey through natural remedies. We start our story today with Ed Ullmann. He's the CEO and also Chief Pharmacist at Wellness RX Pharmacy.
Hey, Greg, thanks for asking me to sit in. You know, the faces of healing, the faces of Wellness RX, they're faces of our patients that I have had the honor of working with over 5.5 years. And what I've been really struck by, that I never would have expected, all the stories of my being able to just one-on-one get to know the individual in a more like what we call a holistic way, where they live, what's their family life like, what kind of health care do they get, what's their background, and then try to see how I can understand what is happening to them at any given time. And Annie, interesting enough, she was the daughter of a police chief in Rhinebeck, New York, where I had my first pharmacy, and we had a soda fountain, and Annie came in as just a little girl in town. So when we reconnected here in Tannersville, it was really a pleasure to see an old patient, so to speak. Annie recently, and Annie's had up and down experiences that we've had together over the years, but this one was very, very concerning to me. She had been telling me that she was having problems, and then I finally said, well, come on in, and I want to see. And she came in, and I couldn't believe what I had seen. Not only was her spirit broken, but she was at wit's end, dealing with poverty on top of everything else. She had lacerations all over in the side of her neck. I was concerned about that, about infections, and especially with staph. I was aware that she suffered with MRSA about less than a year ago. And then she had these other open wounds under her breast. She had it in her belly button. There was oozing, but all over the body, but in particular her face was swollen and red. And so there was a series of things that she had told me that might have happened, but in general, something was out of sync, and she was falling. She kept on expressing her concerns with the medication she was taking. So I said to her, look, we got to do a couple things. One thing is you have to talk to your doctor, and so at best, because of COVID, we did telemedicine visit that she had. And then I said, you've got to set up an appointment with an infectious disease expert. We need to get to the root of, do you have a recurrence of MRSA, or what is the organism that is causing potentially these wounds and this open laceration? So she agreed to do that. And then I said, let's talk about it. So she comes back, and she had the telemedicine appointment. She did make the secondary appointment with the infectious disease expert. And she was very, very despondent. And she goes, all the doctor would say to me is, Annie, I can't do anything for you. The doctor's been her doctor for many, many years. I think that you maybe are self-mutilating, and there's not much I can do for you. So here is my patient sitting there. If there was any concern about self-mutilation, there should be a referral to a mental health professional that can give an assessment. But at a minimum, there should be concern of having a culture taken to any of the open wounds. I then made a decision to say, Annie, if you'll work with me, I'm willing to come up with a game plan that your appointment with the infectious disease is on January 9th. let's come up with a game plan that will give you an opportunity to get your strength back and for you to go back into the appointment and be in a position of power. So I go, we're going to start. And I gave her a whole implementation plan, what to do. It starts with remaining hydrated. Gave her a little ginger to make sure that the water tastes good, for her to put it all around her apartment. We then gave her a very high quality nutraceutical that would give her vitamins and minerals and amino acids that will help strengthen her immune system and get her going. We then had to look and deal with the stress level that she was under. So we introduced a CBD oil that would be sublingual under her tongue. My goal was to try to calm her down and to help improve her sleep. When we sleep, our body's organs are all releasing hormones and enzymes and detoxifying our body. So it's very important for healing for us to sleep. So that was my hope, that relaxation would occur. We then had to look at the external wounds that she had, and we gave her a special ointment of zinc and silver ointment, and also raw honey. We've used it many times, and we asked her to apply it into the open wounds, almost like you were putting putty into a wall, and to do that 2 to 3 times a day. I then felt it was extremely important for her to take colloidal silver internally twice a day. Colloidal silver holds great potential to kill all germs, including bacterial germs, and that it interferes with the oxidation process of the germ. And I felt that would be our best opportunity to try to give a natural antibiotic into her system. And we then gave her a CBD cream to help with the pain that she was experiencing. And then we asked if we could just try to monitor this overall program. And I said that we will be contacting her every couple of days to see how she's doing and to see if we cannot make some adjustments or improvement. I acknowledged with her that she needed a little assistance. I said, no, we're doing this through the Patient Assistance Fund. That's why local people give to the fund, to help people like you, Annie. And you just got to commit to me that you will follow the implementation of the plan so we have a best shot to heal you. And I sent her on her way with Bruce, who's her partner. And I prayed and said, you know, I know we have to give hope. What I believe we laid out for her will be effective. And the rest of the story is Anne came back and maybe did not have the greatest experience with the infectious disease, gentlemen, and so on. But all of a sudden I saw this spirit come back to life. I saw her skin was totally different. I watched the healing of the inflammation around her body. And I watched that she, in her own heart, knew that she had received love and some compassion. And that's part of healing, a very important part. And that she got back into being Annie. We just can't wait to continue to do stories like this. Blessings.
So, Anne, how are you feeling now after everything you've been through?
So much better. Wonderful. I'm able to cook meals again.
Is that something you were not able to do while you were not feeling well?
I couldn't cook. I couldn't clean. I just felt like I was nothing.
And Anne, how bad was it? How bad when you were at your lowest point? How bad was it?
I lived in the bed. I cried. I screamed in pain. So many times Bruce wanted to take me to the hospital, but I wouldn't go. I felt like I was dying.
Now, we have some different things that Ed recommended to you here. What did Ed do to help you so that you could feel better from those depths of where you were?
Ed knew that the doctors kept telling me that I had multiple things going on and that it was self-inflicted. Come to find out, it wasn't self-inflicted. So Ed put me on CBD oil. He put me on the CBD pain cream for my back. Also the silver, zinc, and honey cream for the bites and healing. I also had ginger to go into the water because he wanted me to drink lots of water to flush my system to get all the bad bacteria out of me. And then he also decided to give me Caladil, silver Caladil, it's called. And that, in turn, what it does is it cleans all the bad stuff out of you. It's an autoimmune natural supplement. It's amazing. I started feeling better within days. Also, he gave me energy, Ullmann energy, which also builds up your natural ability to heal. It gives you antioxidants. I guess basically to say, it gives you the works.
So at one point you were on some heavy medications for pain. How did the CBD oil and cream help you?
Better. I noticed with my back pain, what the doctor had given me, and I've been on for so many years, the same milligrams, and I feel like, to be honest with you, I felt like, I feel like I'm an addict because I've been on them for so many years. I started weaning off because Ed gave me the CBD oil, and that has replaced the drastic pain that I had. It helped better than the pain pills.
And how about other things? Did you notice that you were able to do some things that you had not been able to do when you were overly medicated?
Oh yeah, I can vacuum now. I'm not falling down, which I was doing a lot.
A lot of blackouts?
Yes, just falling asleep, sitting up, and falling down.
And you had mentioned too to me when we were talking on the phone the other day about focus, that you seem like you've gotten maybe your brain back again.
Yes, I'm able to focus more on things again. I love to watch, everybody can laugh at me, Little House on the Prairie. I can actually watch a movie now without being jittery and having to get up every 2 seconds because my legs and back are aching. It's a big difference.
And did your insurance cover these treatments that Ed recommended here for you?
No, they did not.
How are you able to afford to do these treatments?
By the kindness of the Wellness Fund. Ed got me everything through the Wellness Fund because it's very expensive otherwise for me. And I couldn't afford it at the time. We were going through a rough patch with the COVID. And Ed helped me out drastically. If it wasn't for Ed, I'm going to be honest with you, I'd still be in that bed crying in agony. Or on some other antibiotic that is a joke to me. I'm sorry. I'm tired of being pumped with all kinds of drugs. I want to go natural because I found that natural, to me, has been so much better for my body and health than all these pills that I'm on. 9 pills in the morning. That's ridiculous.
Clearly, Ed has made a difference, and Wellness RX has made a difference in your life. And what do you think? Have you heard of other people that you've talked to in the community?
Oh, yes. You know what? Everyone I've talked to has had a positive reaction towards Ed. He's also helped my husband, Bruce. It seems that he's been there for so many people when they haven't had. He's come up with solutions that doctors can't. He's a miracle man. And he is amazing, and I love him for it.
So Bruce, what did you notice from when Ann was at her very worst to how she's feeling now? What's been the difference you've noticed?
Well, before she started working with Ed, she had a tendency to lie in bed all day in pain, and every time she would move, she would scream out in pain or moan. She couldn't stay awake for very long at all with the heavy drugs that they had her on. And since she's been taking Ed's products, she's been able to stay awake. She's a lot better clear-headed. Her skin has really, really cleared up a lot with all the sores that she had all over her body. Most of them are all gone now. She's really done remarkably well on the natural products, and I would recommend them to everybody. I think Ed is really a very knowledgeable man and a very, very compassionate man. And I myself, I have used his CBD oil, and I find it's pretty damn good. I wish more people would start using the natural stuff. I really do. I think a lot of people could get a lot of things done without going into all these different medications. Myself, I'm on quite a few medications myself, and I have tried some natural stuff, and it has helped me quite a bit. I just wish the natural stuff would help me more than the drugs as per se. But I guess there is only a certain amount of stuff it can help you with, which is fine. Any little bit that helps is fantastic. And I would like I said, I would recommend natural drugs to anybody. And with the right tutelage from the right kind of pharmacist like Ed, that is in tune with the natural drugs, I think anybody can be helped to a degree.
Thank you for sharing, Ann and Bruce. Your story's very, very powerful. We invite those of you watching today to revisit us here on Wellness RX TV, as in the future, or on wellnessrxllc.com. We will have more stories, we will have special reports, interviews, and more wellness tips. We also invite you to sign up for our newsletter. You can do that on our website at wellnessrxllc.com. It has chock full of goodies every month, just for you and for your family. So again, thank you for watching us here on Wellness RX TV. I'm Greg Madden.